Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Human trafficking has been growing at a fast pace in America, with traffickers being able to utilize the internet to buy and sell women and children. I am going to be joined here via Skype with Nate Fowler, the founder of the Sigil Social Foundation, which specializes in the counseling and treatment of victims of human sex trafficking. Let's go ahead and talk with Nate. Hello, we are joined here in studio with Nate Fowler, founder of Sigil Social Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about your foundation, Nate?
Yeah, our foundation is built so that we can give counseling, specialized counseling, to human trafficking and domestic abuse survivors.
Can you tell us a little bit about how these human traffickers traffic these women and children? What kind of mind control or brainwashing techniques do they use to keep these people in their grasp?
Well, first off, just to define what we're talking about, when we're talking about human trafficking, we're talking about girls who are pushed to sell their bodies for little or no pay. And when they're capturing these girls, they're capturing them in relationships where they're anywhere between 12 to 14 years old. They really have no experience with the real world, and it's easy for them to be coerced into doing sex acts.
Exactly. And it is a form of modern day slavery because, like you said, they don't usually get to keep the money that's being made from them selling their bodies. How in modern day pop culture and in the entertainment industry are they promoting ideas of human trafficking to young children?
They've made it so that, there's music and movies and all sorts of different materials out there that are pushing the idea that pimping is cool, and there's plenty of materials available that show you step by step how to pimp. And that's what makes it difficult for people who are looking for the easy way out. They just start using these materials. They start listening to the music and believing the story. Easy money. That's what they're looking for, and power.
Wow. And you were telling me a little bit about a human trafficking bust in Moreno Valley. Can you tell us a little bit about this and how this coincided with a school teacher or school administrator?
This was actually a guy on the school board, and he was allegedly, he was arrested for pimping young girls and potentially recruiting young girls from the school itself. That's how prevalent it is. Even people who are in positions of authority are using this knowledge to abuse children and make money off of them.
Wow, that's pretty disheartening to hear that school teachers or administrators are engaging in some of this type of behaviors. Well, how does this human trafficking industry utilize the internet? Can you tell us about Darknet?
The darknet is like a layer of the internet that you can't normally see unless you have a specialized browser or program, which you can download for free. And there are websites on the darknet that let you do whatever you want, sell whatever you want, whether it's drugs or guns or children. That's the big thing, is like child pornography and people for sale on the darknet is something that is becoming more and more common.
Wow, so they can completely just buy child pornography on this other browser if they just download this app. And we just saw in Haiti a human trafficking bust. Do you think that they were possibly using this darknet to sell these young children?
It's very possible. We know from reports that they were selling them for about $300. And they were young girls, all under the age of 18, and there were I think 20 of them now, and they were selling them in some shape or way. So we're not sure exactly if it was darknet, but it is very, very possible.
So is human trafficking getting worse in America, and how fast is the rate of these human trafficking episodes occurring?
We know that in 2016. There have been 36% more human trafficking calls and incidents in the United States alone. So the rate is going up very, very quickly. And it's up to agencies in the United States to find solutions to stop it.
Wow, and we did see with the Super Bowl how, those large events traffic a lot of girls to them so that they can sell them. They attract human traffickers. They know that when people are in a party mindset that they will just go out and expect to be able to buy girls, and they always tend to be lying about the girl's age. They could be underage and advertising them as overage. So it's just pretty crazy to see. What do you know about some of these large events and how they traffic these girls there?
Being at the large events, they'll actually have groups of girls that go across the United States, whether it's to the Super Bowl or to CES or to any other major event in the United States. They'll take over homes and they'll take over agencies, and they just move the girls from city to city around the United States.
Wow. And how does the Sigil Social Foundation work with these survivors of abuse and human trafficking? What kind of things or programs do you guys do to rehabilitate these children and women?
We have a counseling program that we've been working on for about 9 years. And one of the reasons we started it was because the rate of people who got out and then went back into human trafficking was 85%. Which meant basically almost every single person who was rescued or got out of human trafficking went back in. And that was something that we set our goal to stop, which is we have a counseling program that people go through, and we have a 99% success rate in getting them out and keeping them out.
Wow. So why do you think these victims of human trafficking go back? Like, why would they go back to their abusers once they've been freed?
Part of it's because they're anywhere between 12 to 14 when they get started, when they get pulled into that industry, and that they're abused basically into thinking that it's normal to have sex for money. It's normal to be someone who sells their body, and that's all they get out of it is to have a guy or a girl who just gives them a roof over their head for selling their body. And that's what they think is okay.
Wow. So they just become conditioned and brainwashed. And this is just more of what we're seeing in, our culture today. There's tons of things, subliminal programming, mind control in children's television shows, music videos. It's all just popularizing being trafficked. So these young kids think it's okay to sell their bodies. That's pretty amazing, Nate. What can people do to help the cause, and where could they donate to?
If you'd like to help the Sigil Social Foundation fight human trafficking, you can donate at sigilsocial.org right now. You can also visit our address, which is Sigil Social, sigilsocial.org. If you're being affected by human trafficking, you can call the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, which is 888-373-7888.
And how many people have you guys helped rescue so far, and how has that process been? Has it been a pretty grueling process trying to recover some of these people?
In some cases, it is extremely grueling, partially because we're having to deal with politics, we're having to deal with local agencies, and we have to kind of jump through a lot of hurdles to make it so that they are all happy when really we're just trying to save lives.
Well, we've seen a lot of human trafficking busts in the last couple of months, especially since Donald Trump has been in. And have you seen a lot of human trafficking busts in your area?
We know that we've seen, like in California, they had 474 people arrested related to human trafficking just 2 days ago, and that's an incredible amount. I think it's probably the highest amount I've ever seen in Southern California.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Nate Fowler. I hope that everyone can donate to the Sigil Social Foundation to help this cause. And thanks again, Nate.
Thank you, Millie.
If you are being affected by human trafficking, please contact the National Resource for Human Trafficking.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.